All right, I am behind the Chestnut Hill Library with this gentleman. What's your name again, sir?
Dave.
Okay. So Dave, what are your thoughts on the Starbucks controversy in the news?
Starbucks really shouldn't be to blame. I'm just gonna point at my Starbucks cup. I'm still a fan of Starbucks. That being said, that employee was totally out of line. She was acting inappropriately, and I think it was definitely a good call to fire her.
Just be peaceful and get along and don't cause any problems. And, there's a lot of situations such as, similar towards that, but just be yourself and it shouldn't have went that far, to me, honestly. It shouldn't have went that far. You have to be respectful on one side of it, and then on the other side, you have to do your jobs.
Yeah, I just think it's a shame how it's gotten so blown out of proportion. I feel that if the manager had done the right thing of not calling the police, it would not have escalated to this point. If the staff had some sensitivity training ahead of time, maybe we wouldn't be in the predicament we are a week later.
Well, it's not. It was kind of a needless interaction, honestly, I think. From what I've heard so far, the phone call was made to the police only 2 minutes after, and I don't, that had to do with some sort of bias with whoever called the police, with the manager, I guess it was.
Does this news change your opinion of the corporation? How or how not?
In a way, it kind of makes my view of Starbucks a little bit lesser, because I feel like they're trying to do damage control. They're trying to go on this apology tour, and they should have had this training as part of their program a long time ago. They shouldn't just be implementing it now.
I guess not, because I already am not a fan of Starbucks, where many larger chains, large corporations like that. Like, I don't want to say that I wasn't surprised, but also to hear the story, it kind of made sense in hindsight that it happened. Yeah, it didn't really change how I felt about Starbucks though in general.
Does this news impact your opinion of the city of Philadelphia?
In a way it does, because I was just disappointed with Richard Ross's initial the way he went about going it the first time around. Like, he was defending the police, and the words he used were a little too strong. I'm glad that he kind of backtracked after that, but his initial trying to excuse the police did not sit well with me.
Do you think action will be taken to prevent this from happening again? Why or why not?
Who knows? Maybe. It depends on how the situation is handled. Action that can be taken place and who knows? I mean, no one probably can never use the bathroom again, but these places, they open their bathroom up to paying customers, but it's not about paying customers. It's about people they misuse things, they mistreat things. You know what I'm saying? Is you give a person a way of leniency, and then they just totally disrespect it. That is totally understandable, but it can blow up into like I said, you have to be respectful.
Why do you think this happened? Was it a race thing or something else?
Yes, I think that ever since Trump became the candidate, and certainly since he's been in office, he's the role model for divisiveness and hatred and fear. And I think that he's allowed these kinds of things to come out, whereas perhaps before people would have been less willing to say these things. But I think they've always been thinking these things, which is very disturbing. I thought we were further ahead than this in Philadelphia, a city that's more than 60% black.
I think it was definitely a race thing. I think that basically this woman saw two black guys, she got uncomfortable, and she called the cops. That's definitely what happened. That being said, again, I think we really need to stop focusing so much on Starbucks and what Starbucks is doing wrong, and focus more on what this woman did wrong.
Because the person never left. He just totally disregarded what they said and understand that they had a policy of you couldn't use the bathroom. Some places I go into and use the bathroom, they don't let you use the bathroom. Some places don't. You have to respect the business and respect the situation of whatever place you're in. Respect the business, and what else can I say? Why it happened? Because the person refused to leave, and that's what that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right.